I'm sorry for, am I a bit early or am I a bit late? Because I was looking at my clock and I realized my watch says I'm 5 minutes early, but my phone says I'm 5 minutes late. So I'm not quite sure which is which. So if I'm a little late, I apologize. Miss Mayhew.
May it please you, my lady. For the record, I am Simone Mayhew, King's Counsel, and I'm instructed by Mayhew Law in the matters that are before your ladyship this morning. My lady, before you are 12 applications for enrollment, and I have the pleasure of presenting 11 out of the 12 of them. My colleague, Mr. Townsend, will be presenting one. My lady, this enrollment ceremony is actually very special because it is, I would use the word ceremonial, but all of the applicants are members of the classes of 1997 from the Norman Manley Law School and the Hugh Wooden Law School. We celebrated our 25th anniversary last year of Go to the Bar, and there have been several activities over the year, and this is one of the last organized activities. And what has happened, my ladies, that's commencing in October last year, several members from across the Caribbean journeyed first to Barbados, where it's, I wouldn't say it would begin, because for some of us it began in Jamaica, but where we had a middle, let us say that at the time, everybody had to go to Barbados once you're at the University of the West Indies to complete your study in the Faculty of Law. And so there was a journey to Barbados, and several members, some of them are here from Jamaica, were called to the bar in Barbados and from other Caribbean countries. And thereafter, there was a further journey to Trinidad, and other persons were called to the bar in Trinidad. And so our friends and our colleagues from other Caribbean territories who were part of our year group have now come to Jamaica to be enrolled in the course of Jamaica as attorneys entitled to practice in the course of Jamaica. I just heard one of my colleagues say that Belize is next.
Oh.
And I think this, I think at a time when the issue of Caribbean integration is high on everybody's lips, I think this is a very, it may appear symbolic, but I think it is a good indication of where it is that we really need to go. Because I think in a lot of ways, even though we're all islands, in a lot of ways, I think we're stronger as a region. And so, my lady, those are my opening remarks. And so I will not tarry much longer, my lady. The applications that are before you, 3 of them are by way of video conference, my lady. And it is proposed, my lady, that I will dispose of those first, and then I will move to the in-person applications.
Very well.
So we have, my lady, on screen, Miss Elise Darton, and she would be the third to last on your list, my lady.
Very well.
And this is claim number SU 2023 CV 2959.
All right, yes.
I'm going to be taking the short form if that is.
If that would be, I would really appreciate if you do that.
That's my
Yes.
lady. So my lady, Miss Darton, she is a national of Dominica, and by her fixed claim form, she makes the application to be admitted to practice as an attorney at law. There's an affidavit in support, my lady, which is at tab C, and it exhibits all of the required documents to include her qualifications as required by the Legal Profession Act. It also exhibits the enrollment certificate issued by the General Legal Counsel, and there's always that business element, my lady. It exhibits the receipt for the enrollment fee. My lady, I have perused the documents and they appear to be in order. So I am going to be asking if an order will be made in terms of fixed claim form, but that Ms. Darton first be able to take the oath, my lady.
All right. Yes, I've perused the documents prior to coming into court. They are all in order, so I will grant permission for her to take the oath.
And Ms. Darton should have a Bible, so if you can hold it in your right hand, and so that we can see.
Yes, go ahead.
I, Ellis Darton, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law, according to the best of my skill and judgment. So help me God.
Very well. I would then say to get her robed, but I think she's already robed, so.
Yes, my lady.
All right, and arrangements will be made for her to come in.
Come in and sign the oath. That's another time.
All right, welcome, Miss
Thank you.
Darton.
Thank you, lady.
Very well. Yes,
And so, my lady, if I were now to revert to the top of the list,
yes.
and I believe that the other two applicants who are appearing by video are in a room together. So, Miss Ayana Omadora, Young Marshall, if she could stand so we can.
Is she hearing?
Certainly, we can hear you. I'm having difficulty hearing the attorneys.
Okay, Miss
We-
Marshall first. So, Miss Moss is seated. Okay, Miss Marshall first.
Yes.
So, my lady, I beg to present the application of Young Marshall, and this is claim number SU 2023 CV02961. My lady, Miss Marshall is by her fixed claim form, she gives her address. She is a national of Barbados. And my lady, I have perused the affidavit in support of the application. The documents seem to be in order, my lady, that she has exhibited the qualifying certificates, the enrollment certificate. She has paid the prescribed fee. And so, my lady, I'm going to ask if she be allowed to take the oath, and that she could then, an order could be made in terms of the fixed claim form. Just by way of judicial note, my lady, I would wish to indicate that Miss Marshall is a lecturer in business law at the Sagicor Cave Hill School of Business. She has had experience in trade, as she was previously the Deputy Trade Director and International Trade Specialist for the USAID funded Caribbean Trade and Competitiveness Development Program, and she's been a trade officer. So that is just some judicial notice I'd ask for the court to take.
Very well.
And so, my lady, I would ask if she could not be permitted to take the oath.
Very well. I know I've perused the documents. They're all in order, so she can go ahead and take the oath.
Ayana Omadora, Young Marshall, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law, according to the best of my skill and judgment. So help me God.
Very well. Again, arrangements should be made for her to sign the register. And I should have noted for both applications that I've heard so far that the fixed date claim form is in fact granted. The
Thank
orders
you,
are
my
granted.
lady. Order in terms. Thank you, my lady. My lady, I'm not sure if Ms. Moss, who is coming up next, if there's any adjustment that can be made to the camera, because we're not seeing her very well, but the last one. So, my lady, and if you can speak directly into the microphone. My lady, I beg to present the application of Helen Rachel Moss, SU 2023 CV02960. My lady, Ms. Moss is also a national and a resident of Barbados, and by fixed claim form, she applies to be admitted to practice as an attorney at law in Jamaica. My lady, she has an affidavit in support, which exhibits all the relevant documents, my lady. I've perused them, and I've noted that in my view, my lady, they are in order. Ms. Moss is presently engaged in private practice in the areas of corporate and commercial law. That's not in the affidavit, my lady, but just judicial. I'd ask that the judicial note be taken of that. And she has served in other capacities since qualifying as an attorney. So, my lady, having perused the official evidence, my lady, I believe that the papers are in order, and if your ladyship so finds, I would ask for an order in terms of the fixed claim form, and that Ms. Moss be allowed to take the oath to be admitted as an attorney.
Yes, I've perused the documents. They are in order. So, Ms. Moss, you can go ahead and take the oath.
I, Helen Rachel Moss, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law, according to the best of my skill and judgment. So help me God.
Very well, thank you. Order is granted.
Thank you, my lady.
So, my lady, that will dispose of applicants who are appearing by video conference. And so I'll just now move my lady to the other applicants who are present in court. And I have to admit, my lady, that I had to take a refresher as to what this proceeding is because it's been a while since I've done one of these, my lady. But I think I've been sufficiently refreshed. And my lady, I'm going to trouble the order of your list with your permission because there are actually 3 applicants who have been elevated to the rank of King's Counsel or Senior Counsel in their jurisdictions. And in accordance with the usual traditions of the bar, my lady, I would wish to take their applications first.
I didn't make note of that
Yes,
when I
ma'am,
was
and
looking
I did
for
my
the
research,
list.
and it seems as if Mr. Smith was the first of our group to have had that elevation. So and I'm going to ask the application. So my lady, this is Mr. Smith, and my lady, Mr. Larry Alex Clyde Smith. His application is S2 2023 CV 2962. He is a national of Barbados, my lady, and his application, like the others, is supported by way of an affidavit which exhibits all the documents that are required to be admitted, to include his law degree, his legal education certificate that was issued to him, the qualifying certificate issued by the General Legal Counsel, and the fact that he has paid the prescribed fee. He has also, my lady, exhibited the instrument that would have appointed him as one of then Her Majesty's Counsel, now His Majesty's Counsel. So Mr. Smith has been, he was appointed as King's Counsel, now King's Counsel in Barbados in 2018. He is a sole practitioner, my lady, and he practices in several different areas. He had the pleasure, my lady, of being lead counsel in one of the seminal constitutional matters in Barbados, Gibson and the Attorney General of Barbados, which confirmed the right of appeal to the Court of Appeal from a decision denying bail. And that matter, my lady, was appealed all the way to the CCJ. And he has sat on the Bar Council and other boards and committees in Barbados. So, my lady, again, that was some extra, not proper evidence, but just to ask that the court would take judicial note of that.
Sure.
And so, having regard to what is in the affidavit in support of the fixed thing for my lady, it is my submission that the papers are in order and Mr. Larry Smith, in fact, meets all of the requirements to be admitted as an attorney at law in Jamaica. So my lady had asked if he might be allowed to take the oath, then be robed, and that an order be granted in terms of the same thing form.
Yes. The orders, the papers are in order, so he can go ahead and take the oath.
I, Larry Alex Clyde Smith, King's Counsel, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law, according to the best of my skill and judgment. So help me God.
Very well. He's being robed.
My lady, my friend, my colleague, Mr. Townsend, will be doing the robing. And in the
sign.
usual traditions, maybe might he sit in counsel's bench and in
Yes,
fact,
but he's to sign.
Oh yes, to sign the oath, yes. Sign the roll, the roll.
Yes, please.
My lady, the next application is Magali Guadalupe Marine Young. My lady, this is claim number SU 2023 CV 2955, and by way of fixed claim form, this is Magali Guadalupe Marine Young, who is actually a senior counsel in Belize, applies to be admitted as an attorney at law entitled to practice in the courts of Jamaica, my lady. As with the other applications, it is supported supported by a affidavit in which she exhibits the relevant qualifications to include her degree from the University of the West Indies in law, the certificate issued to her by the Council of Legal Education, the fact that she has paid the prescribed fee. And so, my lady, I would ask, I have perused the papers, and from all indications, my lady, they are in order. And I would just ask that the court to take judicial note of the fact that Mrs. Maureen Young is actually as I said, has been appointed senior counsel in Belize. She has had the distinct pleasure, my lady, of having served as the Attorney General for Belize for the period November 2020 to June 2023. She had been in private practice before, and she has now returned to private practice, my lady, and I believe that we would be honored to have her as a member of our bar. So, my lady, if you find the papers in order, I would ask that an order be granted in terms of the fixed claim form and that she be allowed to take the oath before being rolled.
All right, yes, the paper's in order, and order granted.
I, Masalali Guadalupe Maureen Young, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law, according to the best of my skill and judgment, so help me God.
Yes. For her to be robed, yes. No, sign.
This is as an indication that these are all experienced counsel in other jurisdictions, but we do have processes. And might she take her seat in?
Yes.
Sorry, my phone. So, my lady, I beg to present the next application, and that is SU 2023 CV 2963, and this is the application of Miss Kathy Ann Hamblin. And while she makes her way, my lady, Miss Hamblin was recently elevated to senior counsel in Barbados. They are now, I understand, using senior counsel, having changed or having made the transition to a republic. Mr. Smith uses King's Counsel because I understand that those from there is a choice as to whether or not you can remain a King's Counsel or whether you're now a senior counsel. But I understand that Ms. Hamblin will be using senior counsel. So, my lady, by fixed date claim form, Ms. Hamblin applies to be admitted to practice in the courts of Jamaica. Her affidavit, my lady, exhibits all the relevant documents, including her university degree, the legal education certificate, the qualifying certificate, my lady, and the fact that she has paid the prescribed fee. I've perused the documents, my lady, and they appear to be in order. And so, my lady, I would ask if Ms. Hamlin would be allowed to take the oath, but I would just indicate, my lady, it's not in the affidavit, but that I don't think anyone would dispute this, that Ms. Hamlin, she's a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators. She is the deputy chair of the Employment Rights Tribunal, and in that capacity, my lady has written several judgments and decisions which have been, and I think it is similar to what would be our IDT, and her judgments and decisions have been upheld by the Court of Appeal, my lady. So I think we would do well with her at our bar. And so, my lady, if you find the papers are in order, I would ask that an order be made in terms of the fixed date claim form.
Yes, papers in order, and order is granted as per fixed date claim form.
I, Kathy Ann Hamlin, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law, according to the best of my skill and judgment, so help me God.
Very well. Sign the.
And might she sit in King's Counsel's bench, my lady?
Yes.
So, my lady, having done some disorder to your order, I will now return to it in the usual, in the manner, my lady. And so I would I'll beg to present the application of Ayana Nikam Magowan, SU 2023, CV 2953. As she makes her way, my lady, Ms. Magowan is General Counsel in Trinidad and Tobago for the Trinidad and Tobago Unit Trust Corporation and has worked in the financial services industry. So, my lady, by way of her application, her fixed date claim form, she confirms that she is a national of Trinidad and that she seeks an order, that she does take the oath, and that she be admitted to practice as an attorney at law in the several courts of Jamaica, to include this honorable court. My lady, her application is supported by an affidavit which exhibits all of the relevant documents and the required documents, my lady. I peruse the papers, my lady, and they appear to be in order. And if your ladyship so finds, I would seek, my lady, and I'd ask permission for her to take the oath that an order be made in terms of the fixed date claim form.
Yes, she should take the oath, order granted as per fixed date claim form.
I, Ayana Nikam Magowan, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment. So help me God.
Ask Mr. Townsend to do the usual honor.
Okay, do. The pen.
And she sits in council. My lady, I beg to present the application of Dawn Juliana Smith, claim number SU 2023, CV 2954. My lady, Miss Dawn Smith of East End Tortola, Virgin Islands, seeks an order that she be admitted to practice as an attorney at law in Jamaica, having complied with the requirements of the General Legal Counsel. Her application, my lady, is supported by requirements of the Legal Profession Act. Her application is supported by an affidavit which exhibits all of the relevant documentary evidence, my lady, required for her admission, to include her evidence of her university degree, legal education certificate, enrollment certificate, qualifying certificate, my lady, and qualification for enrollment, and that she has paid the prescribed fee. My lady, I've perused the papers and the application appears to be in order. And my lady, I would think that this is, again, it's not in the affidavit, but I would just indicate that Ms. Smith is at present the Attorney General of
Go ahead.
Smith is at present the Attorney General of the Virgin Islands, and she has actually worked in several government positions. She's worked in government and also at the private sector, but a lot of her time as an attorney has been in government service, and as I said, she's now the Attorney General of the Virgin Islands. So, my lady, if it is that you agree that the documents are in order, or you so find, I would ask for an order in terms of the fixed
Yes. Documents in order, and yes, Ms. Smith can take the vote.
Oh, lady, I should have asked for her to be affirmed for religious
Yes.
reasons.
Definitely. Mr. Cohen, you're blocking her.
I, Dawn Juliana Smith, do solemnly, sincerely, truly declare and affirm that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment.
For her to be robed, yes?
I'm actually sitting council's bench, my lady.
Yes.
My lady, I misled the court, not deliberately. There was one application which I jumped over, which was the first in the, this matters in the in-person hearing. My friend, Mr. Townsend, is going to present that application, so if I may just get out to complete my list first.
Yes.
Thank you. My lady, I beg to present next the application of Dexter William Bailey. Claim number SU 2023, CV 2956. My lady, Mr. Bailey in his documents that he has filed at the court, fixed a claim form and affidavit in support indicate that he is resident and national of Trinidad, my lady, and he was awarded a Bachelor's of Laws degree from the University of London, which he has exhibited, my lady. He also obtained the relevant legal education certificate from the Council of Legal Education, and he exhibits the qualifying certificate, my lady, and also the fact that he has paid the prescribed fee, and he, therefore, in my submission, has met all of the requirements of the Legal Profession Act to be admitted as an attorney in the island of Jamaica. And so, my lady, if you find that the documents are in order, as I said they are, I would ask, my lady, for an order in terms of the fixed claim form and that Mr. Bailey be allowed to take the oath. And I would just indicate, my lady, even though it's not in the affidavit, that Mr. Bailey, he has been engaged in private practice in Trinidad doing a wealth of matters. He is the head of his own firm. They call it head of chambers in Trinidad. And his work is well documented, my lady, both within the law and other business ventures.
Very well. Yes. Order granted. He may take the oath.
I, Dexter William Bailey, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law, according to the best of my skill and judgment, so help me God.
Stand up here, sir. Okay, that's all.
For my friend, Mr. Townsend.
Mr. Cohen.
Sitting council.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
A lady, I beg to present the application of K. Arlene Williams, SU 2023, CV 2957. My lady, Ms. Williams is a Barbadian national, and she indicates in her fixed claim form and affidavit in support that she obtained a Bachelor's of Laws degree from the University of the West Indies, and evidence of that is exhibited, and that she also was further awarded the legal education certificate. A copy of that is also exhibited, my lady. She also exhibits in her affidavit the enrollment certificate, qualifying certificate, my lady, from the General Legal Counsel, and also that she has paid the prescribed fee to be admitted as an attorney. And so, my lady, I would ask if your ladyship finds that the documents are in order, that Ms. Williams be admitted to practice and order granted in terms of the fixed date claim form, and that she be allowed to take the oath. And I would just indicate, my lady, that it is well documented that Ms. Williams is the current president of the Barbados Bar Association, and she's a long-standing member of their Bar Council, and certainly would have contributed to the development of the profession in Barbados. And so I believe that we would also, and in the wider Caribbean, and I think we would benefit from her being a member of our bar, my lady.
Yes, order granted. She may take the oath.
Yes.
I, Kay Williams, do swear that I will, well and truly, demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law, according to the best of my skill and judgment. So help me God.
And she sits in counsel's bench.
Yes.
So, my lady, an ultimate matter on your list, but my last application. I beg to present the application of Melvia Amnero Cordes, SU 2023, CV 2958. My lady, Ms. Cordes is an American national, my lady, and she was Guyanese or Guyanese, but I'm looking at what is in the
Also American.
resident in the United States, but oh yes, is the actress. She obtained her Bachelor's of Laws degree from the University of Guyana. She's a Guyanese national, but she's currently resident in the United States. And so, my lady, she exhibits all of the documents indicating her qualification to be admitted to practice, including her degree from the University of Guyana, the award of a copy of her legal education certificate from the Hugh Wooding Law School, the qualifying certificate from the General Legal Counsel, and qualification for enrollment. She also indicates that she has paid the prescribed fee, and she does confirm by way of exhibit of her birth certificate that she's indeed a national of Guyana, even though a resident in the United States. So the evidence is there, my lady. And so, my lady, I submit that the papers are in order, and if your ladyship so find, I would ask that an order be made in terms of the fixed date claim form, and I would just indicate, my lady, just before that she is called to the bars of Guyana, Trinidad, and New York, and that she practiced in a wide range of areas with some family and religious representation, business formations, my lady, and she is a FINRA arbitrator overseeing financial securities disputes. So her experience and talents would be well appreciated in our jurisdiction. So if you so find that she has met the qualifications, I would ask for an order in terms of the fixed date claim form, my lady, and that she be allowed to take it.
Order granted. She may take the oath.
I, Melnia Cordes, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law, according to the best of my skill and judgment. So help me God.
sit in council's bench?
Yes.
So, my lady, before, that would be my list, in terms of my applications, my lady. Before I yield to my friend, I just wanted to just say one thing about the first applicant, my lady. She has already been admitted, lady, but I've been giving your ladyship a little brief, additional information about each applicant. I not indicated it with Miss Darton, who was the first applicant, my lady, and I wish to just indicate that she is actually the legal officer for the Dominica Electricity Services, and we know that power and electricity is a vital utility, and Ms. Darton had intended to be here, but due to certain emergencies that they're having in the island of Dominica, she was unable to make it here, my lady.
Oh.
Service first, and so we still welcome her to our bar, and I'm sure she would share her experience with a certain utility company that we have here, who I happen to represent from time to time. So I just, yes, and
You know firsthand.
I know firsthand, and I will know you to my friend, my lady.
Yes. Here you go.
If it pleases the court. Lady, I will be adopting the shorter version. Permit me, ma'am, to introduce to the court Miss Shabiki Abigail Kazebon. Lady, her application is contained in a fixed date claim form filed on September 19th, 2023. Milady, I have perused the documentation, and it appears to me that she's eminently qualified to be called to this bar and to practice in these courts. Milady, I hope you so find that the papers are in order. Milady, I apply for her to be admitted to bar, to take the oath, to be robed, to sign, and to be allowed to practice, ma'am. May it so please you.
Order granted. She may take the oath.
I'm being alerted, ma'am, by my friends to indicate to the court that, in fact, Mrs. Kazebon is the acting master of the Supreme Court of Trinidad and Tobago, Criminal Division. Nice. And, of course, she's also an associate tutor at the Hugh Wooding Law School and in civil procedure, not my kind of area. And, of course, she's also a certified mediator.
I, Shabiki Abigail Kazebo, do swear that I will well and truly demean myself in the office and duties of an attorney at law according to the best of my skill and judgment. So help me God.
Might I invite her now, ma'am, to sit in counsel's bench?
Yes, please.
So, my lady, those will be the applications before you today, my lady.
All right.
I believe one of the newly admitted counsel will wish to address the court.
Yes.
Well, that's usually before or after the court. But I think the court usually has the last name, lady. So I would ask Miss Magali Marion Young, SC, but here we would say Casey, to address the court.
Thank you very much. I'm not going to be long with you because I'm a little under the weather. I actually returned to the island day before yesterday, and I came back with an awful flu. But since I had on the ticket to be here, I did make the effort. I must say, though, you're the oldest set of people I've ever admitted to the bar. I'm looking around and I'm thinking, not one person you could say, maybe one person doesn't have any gray hair just streaking through. However, it means also that you are an experienced set of people that we're admitting to the bar. And I'm very grateful to that. Because when I was listening to Ms. Mayhew and Mr. Townsend, I realized that we have experts in arbitration, trade, financial services, championing the rights of persons in the form of bails, whether or not you have the right to apply to the Court of Appeal for bail. So I must say that I'm honored to call this group of persons to the bar in Jamaica. I smiled with Ms. Smith. Don't think I am favoring anyone, but I smiled when Ms. Smith was being called because I, in fact, was in the BVI, practiced in BVI for 7.5 years. It's showing my age, though. For 7.5 years. So BVI is, in fact, quite near and dear to my heart, and my husband practices there quite often as well. So all I say is thank you for thinking of applying to the bar to Jamaica. I think you're going to be a welcome addition. I have noted your levels of expertise, and I will be passing on your names. Anytime I see any issue coming up, I think, who is that expert that was on arbitration again? Maybe somebody should refer to them or call upon them so we can tap into their expertise. So welcome to the bar. I see that you are going to be partaking in another bar later on tonight. I hope you do not partake too much. Unfortunately, I will not be able to attend. However, take the opportunity to commune with your fellow, could I still call you graduates at this age? Your fellow attorneys. Take the time to commune, and I will be asking, if possible, for you to contribute to the jurisprudence of Jamaica. So thank you very much for being called to the bar today to assist Jamaica if possible. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay? Adjourn?
Congratulations. Now I have a matter now.